Ryan Yardley, top racing on the front row, and Aaron Johnson takes pole position by a decent margin for Kelly Moss and is the best rookie. So that's how they're lined up. Now we have 40 minutes on the clock. The green flag is in the air and we are racing. Nice clean start, nobody breaking ranks over the start line as the clock counts down. 1, 2, 3, 4 across the track as the number 24 of Aaron Johnson for Kelly Moss. Doesn't have a lot of experience in this category of racing, but he's cut his teeth in MX5. He knows about close quarters racing on the grass. The 77 of Tyler Maxon there for a moment, but he kept his foot in. Up the inside, Ryan Yardley, this is really important. And through goes Zach Vanier in the red and white car to the lead from the second row of the grid. And this is massive. Side by side behind him as they run down Holman Boulevard towards turn number 7. Up the inside for the number 24, Aaron Johnson in that black car, holds on. The white car leads, it's Zachary Vanier, and there's a schmozzle further back, and someone's gone a long way off into 1, 2, 3 cars I count that have got off onto the green stuff. I'm still not entirely certain, particularly what happened to JP. It was the usual midfield argy-bargy, but JP just went off at unabated speed with green. Kelly Moss car led the championship for the whole season. Now in a real fight, a dogfight to the end. Great getaway from Zach Vanier. Nailed it at exactly the right time. Here comes Yardley down the inside in the number 78. Goes to driver's right. He will have the inside line into the first corner. Watch out for that green and white number 91 trying to pick up any pieces, but he's under pressure down the inside. Here comes Yves Boltas. That was a bold manoeuvre in the more green car.
Dickinson just holding off Boltas there. Got a great exit coming out of turn 6 as Maxon goes through on Jared Thomas. They're battling over 8th position at the moment, also with the Nola Sport car there of Matthias Least, who's just gone through. So it's all arms and elbows at the moment. It's almost like a Mazda MX-5 Cup race where many of these drivers have come through, as well as, off goes Boltas. Boltas off, as is Matthias Least, almost instantaneously. Both of them at the same time on different parts of the racetrack.
But now he's into the tyre barriers, and that will be more work for track services and our ACI crew. Contact with that green and white. Oh, yes. Yes. No wonder Jimmy was not happy. Now, Jimmy had gone across the curb and cut across.
Yves wasn't happy.
No wonder Yves wasn't happy, yeah. Turn 1, and watch Aaron Johnson as well in 3rd place. So Vanier from Ryan Yardley, from Aaron Johnson and Riley Dickinson. Riley needs to make a move, and immediately he tucks into another lane, and it's Johnson who has been pushed. There's 4 cars coming down the inside, and the leader has to block the inside as through comes Ryan Yardley around the outside. He can't make that work. Riley Dickinson cuts back to the left-hand side, the outside of turn 1, which is the inside of turn 2. Makes up a position for a moment, but then has to drop back into 4th position in the white and green car. Still sitting in behind Aaron Johnson. What a run this is by the rookie Johnson, by the way. Takes pole position and is mixing it with some very experienced Porsche Carrera Cup North America by Yokohama drivers. Going to have to do a bit of arithmetic here. A 10-second post-race penalty for Paul Bocuse for JDX. That was for the contact with Michael de Quesada. Again, you and I have talked about Porsche's racing as we get the white flag for the leader, Zachary Vanier. So he's got just under 2.5 miles to go. You and I have talked about Carrera Cup and Super Cup and GT3 Cup Challenge on various different continents around the world. I've seen all kinds of drivers coming in as guests, doing part seasons, and stepping into one of these cars in your first season, doing it as a one-off or doing it as your first season, it's not the easiest thing to do. I remember at the great Alain Menu, who had bossed British touring cars in the early to mid-2000s, doing a Carrera Cup GB race and telling me it was the hardest thing he'd ever had to do against people who'd been driving them for a couple of years as well. And that's the other thing. It is a particular skill when you've got it. If you get it, you got it. If you don't have it, you're going to have to work to get it, and some people never get it, if any of that makes any sense. Zach Vanier in the Dobbs Pizza car. Oh, it'll be thin crust with lots of toppings tonight. But is there one last hurrah for Ryan Yardley? Can he throw a breadstick in the spokes of a potential victory for this number 9 JTX racing car? Top Racing in second, Kelly Moss third and fourth. No, it's going to be a first top step finish for Zach Vanier and JTS Racing in 2025. And the number 9 car comes through to win the ExxonMobil class. Martinez and McCann in new equipment right towards the pit wall from Aaron Johnson in the air. Great to see the guest flag marshal there waving us off at the beginning of the race. And down into the first corner, already some problems and a spin.
Libra off.
Jimmy Libra right in the midst of it there. Now, the leader down to the infield. A little bit of help, I think, there for Jimmy.
I would agree with that. It looks like he got contact with Tyler Maxson, the blue and yellow Top Racing machine. Yeah, definitely. Jimmy got a big help there from Tyler Maxson. That he did, yeah, that's the battle over 5th position there for Riley Dickinson, whereas championship leader Ryan Yardley up in 3rd. We should say, now that the race is underway, Scotland is confirmed as, well, provisionally at least, as the Masters champion in the Solaris Aviation Masters Championship. He's won it with 4 races to spare, and we understand he may be one of the only drivers in history to win 4 single-mate championships. Oh no, number 39 gets turned around there.
Metney.
That is Jean-Jo Douane.
Yeah, Metney was the one doing the pushing as they were battling up the field. The injured party, you would see. Now,
I think it might have been James Sophronis, you know.
I think you might be right. Sorry, I saw the silver car in those colours. Now, down the pit lane for Alan Metney. Why, I hear you asking? Well, it was a perfect spin manoeuvre.
That would move him a little bit further again over Maxson, who I would say was lucky to get away without a penalty there after that first lap incident with Jimmy Libra. As McCuse goes back through again.
This is a great scrap. This is a great scrap. And you've got to say that lots of respect being shown there in the category. And he's had a little spin. He has had a little spin, Tyler Maxson, coming through onto the back of Michael D. Quesada a moment or two ago, gets up the inside, coming through onto the high banks. My goodness me, high risk manoeuvre.
But he's definitely fighting some understeer as Bacchus and Thomas still going at it for 8th position, and Bacchus pretty firmly defends his position from Jared Thomas, who gets temporarily pushed out onto the grass there.
The wide expanse of the oval just for a moment before they break and head down onto the infield for this tricky little chicane. Turn 12, then 13, which is where they are now. The left-hander, opportunity now to get a good run onto the banks, and here comes Thomas down the inside of 14. That was a smooth manoeuvre and gets the pass made before they hit the front straight and the yard of bricks. The problem is now he's making the hole in the air for that number 71 car. Paul Bacchus has the opportunity. Does he pull out of the slipstream, out of the draft, down into turn 1? He bides his time for the moment, takes a slightly wider entry into turns 1 and 2, but this time I think Jared Thomas has got that done. Looked like he had a grip advantage there coming through 13 and took a really tight line into 14 that paid off for him, Peter. From JTX. Right front lock, she tried to save it, came off the brakes. But that's just I think that's just the laws of physics. Now the white flag goes out for the second. Oh, yes, it does. In the second race here at the TireRack.com Battle on the Bricks. It is Porsche Carrera Cup North America. The Yokohama tyres have done their job. No intervention from the Race Brew safety car and under a lap now for the man who started from his second race brew pole position of the weekend. Aaron Johnson, that gap is holding steady at about a second, but the pressure's on here, Peter. He's almost got to turn his rear view mirror up to the roof and just drive his own race here with half a lap to go.
Yeah, eyes forward for Aaron Johnson. Just, 1.2 miles or so away from a first ever win in the Porsche Carrera Cup North America from this very, very impressive young man. And for Ryan Yardley, again, he keeps that string of podiums going. Just one non-podium finish all year. And if he holds this position, he will lead the championship by 10 points.
I'm actually hopping from left foot to right foot here. This is not about favourites, but we watch so much motor racing and we know that it's never over till it's over. This is effectively the last braking area for Aaron Johnson, and he's kept Ryan Yardley at arm's length, and now he heads up onto the famous front straight. The yard of bricks beckons, and it will be Aaron Johnson who'll be kissing them later on with his first ever Porsche Carrera Cup North America win in the ExxonMobil Pro category.